We see you have dragged your physical bodies here. You are beautiful in your physicalness. You know that? And appreciated from the broader aspect of that which is you. You know that? Do you know that you are far more than the physical being that you know as you? Getting to know it more and more. As you deliberately focus and deliberately choose thoughts that feel good to you, more and more you reside in the vibration of that which is the broader you. In other words, you are source energy expressing here in this physical body. But most of you don't know that. Oh, you have your moments of inspiration when you clear the clutter from your mind and you release your thoughts about unworthiness or about blame. And you allow the vibration that is you, as you're focused in any moment, by virtue of your releasing resistant thoughts, you allow it to raise to the fullness of who you really are. So you see glimpses of who you really are from time to time, don't you? You call it inspiration when you see it. Often an artist can tap into that broader perspective and paint masterpieces. And often a musician can tap into that broader part and create magical music. In fact, as physical beings, you've come to revere those who have achieved that tapping in to allow that inspiration. And yet all of you have the capability of doing that all the time. You just don't. And the reason you don't is because in your deciphering of the contrast that surrounds you, you often get fixated on the I know what I don't want part of it. You get fixated on the this is wrong, this is not just, this is not the way it should be, I don't like that, I don't want that, part of it. And whenever you focus upon any aspect of anything that you are giving your attention to, and you have that attitude about it, which is always accompanied by some form of negative emotion, you're pinching yourself off from the broader part of you. And so it's a bit interesting that someone like Esther can, through a process of meditation, find ways to release not just resistant thought, but all thought, resistant thought among it. And in doing so, we started to say train, allow is a better word, allow the vibration of her being to mesh with the vibration of her source, her inner being, her broader perspective, the source within her. And when she does that, it's interesting how clear and focused and knowing and loving she bees. So much so that you say, well, that's not the Esther we know. She's fun, but she's not pure positive energy. And we say, and so you come to define the aspects of your beingness. We think it is interesting that you are so accustomed to being mostly disconnected as a people on your planet that when someone isn't, you call them weird. So weird, in fact, that Oprah doesn't think the world is ready for it. Ready for the watered-down version of it, but not ready for the pure connection to source, because it's just not done. Oh, if you do it, but it is really a rare thing when someone does it. And we say, this is a time of awakening. This is a time when it is not rare. This is a time when all of you, if it is your wanting, can clear the clutter from your mind and achieve vibrational harmony with who you really are, and allow the fullness of that which you are to flow through you. Now, what is the fullness of that which you are? Do you think that that which you call God or that which you call source sits in a non-physical platform with all kinds of information waiting to project it to you? It's not that way at all, and yet it's often the way man sees it. Source is source, therefore shouldn't source assert what source knows? so that those that are not source can then know what source knows. And we say, this is a universe that is based upon law of attraction, which says, you ask and it is given, but it is never asserted into your experience. When you achieve vibrational alignment with your desire is then answered. Sometimes our physical friends say, well, I would like to tap into my friend's vibrational escrow, and I would like to receive the benefit of my friend's vibrational escrow. And we say, why? And you say, because my friend has really done a good job of sifting through the data and creating a magnificent vibrational escrow. And my friend's vibrational escrow is getting a lot of attention, and so I would like to tap into that. And we say, tap into your own vibrational escrow. You all have one. Tap into that which is you. We are not saying that you are awakening to that which is God, although it's splitting hairs about how you say it. We're saying the awakening is realizing who you are, realizing that you are source energy, have always been source energy, and have come here to present source energy through you in your unique way. Which means you came forth to explore the contrast of your time-space reality. You came forth to explore the contrast that surrounds you, to know what you don't want so that you know what you do want. You came forth to sift through the nitty-gritty of your life experience, knowing from your broader non-physical perspective you knew, knowing that this contrast would cause you to give birth to expanded ideas, meaning that when you know what you don't want, you automatically are asking for what you do want. And when you ask, you set up a vibrational alignment that source begins to answer the specific, unique asking that you are setting forth. So when you ask, it is always given. When you ask, what you are asking for is always given to you. And when you find a way of finding vibrational alignment with that which you have asked for, now there is a merging between you and you. It's like you are source energy, and you always will be. And sometimes you project a part of that source energy into this physical body. And in this unique physical body that you know is the personality of you, you mix it up with others, you live in your time-space reality, you come to your own conclusions and decisions, your intentions and preferences are born from your unique deciphering of life. And from every part of that, you give birth to this expanded version of you. And as you give birth to this expanded version of you, often you're not a vibrational match to the expanded version of you. But if you meditate and quiet your mind and stop resistance, you can become a vibrational match to the expanded version of you. In your love and appreciation, you are not in a resistant mode, and you can become a vibrational match to the expanded version of you. And so, in answer to so many who are wanting to know, what is this phenomenon of channeling? What is this business of Esther speaking for Abraham? We say, this is Esther's expression of the expanded version of that which all that she has lived has caused her to become. And every one of you has access to your expanded version of that which your life has caused you to become. You got to understand that you didn't become you the day that you were born into this physical body. You were you long before you came forth into this physical body. But that which you are becoming is as a result of that which you are living. We are wanting so much for you to no longer underestimate the value of the uniqueness of that which is you. We want you to understand that you came forth with value and purpose, and whether you know it or not, you are expressing that value and purpose. You can't help but sift through contrast, and you can't help but uniquely give birth to powerful new desires. And when you give birth to powerful new desires, whether in this lifetime you allow yourself to catch up with them or not, whether you release resistance and allow the gap between who you are in your physical form and who you are in your non-physical form, whether you allow that gap to close in this physical lifetime or not, is really not so important in the greater scheme of things. Because in the greater scheme of things, this life experience has caused your expansion, and your expansion adds to the expansion of all that is, and all that is feels utter appreciation for the expansion you have provided, and when you croak, you will experience the fullness of it. But this seminar is about how to experience the fullness of your expansion pre-croaking. how you can get in on who you were before your birth and who you are now that you are in this body, and most important of all, that which you have become as a result of sifting through life. We are all expanding beings. We cannot cease to be. And so when life causes you to expand and you allow yourself vibrational alignment with that expansion, you feel the fullness of all that you are resonating within you. You can feel the energy of your precise alignment. So that's what your emotional guidance system is all about, isn't it? Is to help you know, to make sense of these two vibrational aspects. Now, before you were born, the chats that we were having together were about our one vibrational offering. In other words, from the source energy perspective, you're not offering enough diversity in your vibration that it could be called different vibrational aspects. It's pure positive energy. It's knowledge of worthiness and knowledge of value and expectation of things going well. It's pure positive energy. It's the best that all life has gleaned from all that has been lived. It's pure positive energy and a tenacious ability to focus only upon that pure positive energy. That's who you are as source energy. Once you are born into your physical body, into the environment that surrounds you, now you have access to the perspective that your physical senses provide for you, just like you knew you would. And in all of that, you knew from your broader non-physical perspective that this physical environment would take you to places that you had not been before. Now you got to hear that. To places that you had not been before. That's why you came. Not to regurgitate something already done, to go to places where you have not been before. Now, we really, really, really want you to hear that, because most of you don't understand the powerful reason for coming forth. You don't realize that you are part of the expanding universe. And so we want you to feel the fullness of your reason for coming forth into this time-space reality. You came with great reason and purpose. You wanted to explore, and you wanted to have new ideas that were unique unto you. So, as you came forth into this physical body, you knew that you would explore the contrast, because you knew the variety is what would help you to make your decisions about what you uniquely prefer. You knew that the variety would help you to come to conclusions about what you preferred beyond what already is. And you knew from your non-physical perspective that when the contrast helped you to identify something more, that the larger part of you, now that you've identified it, would give undivided attention on behalf of you to the newly devised, to the newly defined, to the newly sifted through, to the newly concluded, to the newly intended, to the newly identified by you preference. Do you feel the power and importance of you sifting through all of this? You didn't come forth saying, there's lots going on and we'll all get together and we'll choose one good idea and we'll focus on it and we'll soon enough whittle out all the bad ideas and tromp them into the ground and get rid of them. Because from your broader non-physical perspective, you understood that the variety is the stuff that the new ideas would be born from. And we just cannot overemphasize the feeling within you of wanting to come forth into that new, adventurous, leading edge experience. When you decide that you're going to go on a vacation, you don't look at your itinerary. Oh, I'm at home and I'm going to go here and 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 here, and then I'll come back home. You don't look at that itinerary in your objective human form and say, oh wait, I'm home. I'm going to go to all of those places, but my final destination on my itinerary is home. Since I'm already home, why go? I'll just check vacation off my list. And yet, so many humans tell that story about who they are as source energy. It's like, I'm source energy, and all I got to do is get back to source energy. All I have to do is be that which source was before I was born into this physical experience. You're leaving out the why you're going part. You're leaving out the what's the purpose of life on planet Earth. Why do humans, or anyone, why do we have physical expressions of life? The reason that the physical expression of life is so important is because it is the leading edge expression of life. Its source in full manifested form, having exposure to life and taking thought beyond that which it has been before.